Okay, and welcome back to the 2024 paper. We're looking at question E here. It's the last part of question 4. So, shown on the right is the dimension drawing of a toy helicopter. Okay, the curve ABCD is an ellipse. So ABCD, that's an ellipse shape. BD is the minor axis. So from B to D is the minor axis, and we have B to D here. So we have the length of the minor axis. F1 and F2 are the focal points, so F1 and F2, and we have them here. OT is a tangent to the circle, so from O to T, that's a tangential line to this circle here for the propeller. So part 1, the length of the minor axis is BD, so we've got our minor axis, the focal points F1 and F2 are here, and the position of the major axis is given, so that's our major axis. We don't have the length of it. So find the length of the major axis and draw the ellipse. So you would have learned when finding focal points that from F to B, that's the same distance as from the center here out to point A on our minor or major axis. So I'm going to get my compass, set it from B to F1 or D to F1 or D to F2, it doesn't matter, but from one end of our minor axis to the focal point, and then from the center, that will find me point A, that will find me point B. Okay, now I'm drawing the entire ellipse, so I'm actually going to draw my major circle, and while I'm here, I'm also going to draw my minor circle. Okay, let's just label A and C. So we have the length of our major axis. So that's done. Now we need to draw the ellipse. So split it up using a 30-degree set square into 12 equal parts. So right line running through the center, 60, 30. Right. Now, here where my line cuts the major circle, I draw towards the major axis. Where it cuts the major circle, I draw towards the major axis. So let's do that. At each one of those points, just okay, so we have A, we have B, C, and D. They're already points. We just need to find the points in between. So this line here now, where it cuts the major, I've drawn towards the major. Where it cuts the major circle, I've drawn towards the major axis, and where it cuts the minor, I'm going to draw out to meet that line. Same on the opposite side. Down here and here. And finally up there too. Alright, so I've got my points here running around my ellipse. Okay, so now I can draw my ellipse using a nice gradual line. So we're looking at the point we're traveling to, and as our pen or pencil reaches there, we dart our eyes to the next point. That will help us to get a nice gradual curve. Okay, so that is part 1 completed. All right, now using the dimensions given, complete the drawing of the helicopter. All right, so let's start with the base here that it's sitting on. All right, so my measurements there, I've got a distance coming down 10. So I'm going to just draw a light line here. I'll measure down 10. I'll draw a horizontal line across there. Alright, so that is where my legs of the helicopter, or feet of the helicopter are going to be. So out 35, and then we're going out to our focal point, and then we're measuring 10 there. So they haven't told us the distance out there, but we can use our brains to deduct that that is a radius 10, so that's 10 there. Okay, if that's the radius 10. When we swing an arc, that will give us 10 there. So it's not just in line with A, okay, and in line with C. We actually have to measure that. So let's drop our focal point down first. And drop our focal point down on this side. All right, and I'm going to mark in my 10. So that was the height of 10 that I've come down. I set my compass to radius 10. I'll swing that arc up like so. And like so. Alright, so that is base, and now I'll draw the line all the way across. And then finally we got the bits joining it to the to ellipse. So that is out our 35 either side. So I'll measure out 35. 35, it just so happens to line up with those points that I actually had. That's just a coincidence. It might be slightly different for you. Okay, so there are our legs. Now let's go up here to the propeller, which is up from B 15, and the width of it, it's as wide as F1 and F2. So I'll just project up F1 and F2 again. Okay, we're going to measure up 15 from B to there. And I'll draw my propeller. So we've got a propeller. Now, we've got this line coming in here from the propeller to that mark, which was up 35. So that's going to find us that line. And that'll be heavy until it hits the ellipse. And we've got this arc. So I'll talk about the arc in a second, but we'll find that line first of all. So up from my 35 mark to there. And join that back. So that's our heavy line there. Okay, now with this arc, the information we have about it is its radius 30. Okay, so I'll just get color here to show you this. So we know it's radius 30. Okay, I have this point on it and I have this point on it. Okay, I do not have the center, but I know the center will be 30 away from this point. So if I get my compass and swing an arc radius 30 and swing my arc radius 30 from over there, that will find me my center. So get my compass. I've got radius 30 here on my compass. This radius 30. I'll go to that first point, swing an arc. Okay, I'll go to that second point, which isn't directly in line with B. It's actually where that line hits my ellipse. So there. Swing an arc. So that has now found me the center. So where does two arcs meet? That will be the center of that final arc that I want to draw. Okay, and then to finish it off, I need my line going out to the front there. So that's the window or the cab of my helicopter completed. So now back to our propeller. So we're going to have a line going out here from B and a line from O. They told us O is a tangent to the circle. So we're going to have to show the correct construction for a tangent. So first I need to find my actual circle. So out from B, let's draw a horizontal line, and it's going to be 45 millimeters further out from the base of this. So I'm actually going to bring that up. So we're going to be a further 45 out from that. Okay, so that's my center, and it is a radius 15. Let's get the compass, set it to radius 15. So there's the back. Now we're also going to have this outside bit because we need to see exactly where the propeller travels to. So that's radius 30. Set my compass to radius 30 again. I'm just going to draw this lightly. Alright, so that's done. And we'll do our propellers. So that there is 120, 120, 120. Okay, so that's actually a 30-degree line, 30-degree line. If you want to use your protractor and measure the 120, you can, but I just know it's going to be 30 degrees. So I'll have my vertical part. I'll go at 30 degrees then. And 30 degrees. Okay, and now I can draw the top line going back to match up with B. So finally we have this tangent to be completed. So from T to O. So the construction for that is I'm going to join O to the center, and I'm going to bisect that line. So I'll just do this in color so you can see it. So I'm going to join O to the center. Okay, I'm going to bisect that line, and that will give me a circle or a semicircle that I can draw, and that semicircle will intersect the circle at the point of contact. So join center to center. Sorry, point O to the center. I'm going to bisect that line, so set my compass to more than halfway. Swing an arc, go to the other side, swing an arc, and I've now bisected to there. And now I'll draw my semicircle so right here, that's going to be my POC, my point of contact. So it's called point T, but it's also POC, point of contact. And I can draw from T back to the center, but it'll only be heavy for that little portion. Okay, so that was our ellipse question, and had a bit of circles and contacts there. Question 4E 2024.